The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. And perhaps the start of one of the biggest series of the American League East season started Thursday night in Baltimore. The Detroit Tigers and Baltimore Orioles. Detroit leading Baltimore by 1 game as they start. But the Orioles win this big opener 2-1. They start in the 4th. Rich Dower singled home Eddie Murray to make it 1-0 in the 4th. Kirk Gibson with a sac fly in the 6th tie it, but Kenny Singleton walked it off, scoring Al Bunbury on a single to make it 2-1. Baltimore 41-25. Detroit 41-25. Tonight on MLB's Ross Grimsley gets the win. Jerry Udger, UJDUR, goes 8 2/3 innings, goes the route, but can't get it done. These two teams are tied. Tonight and tomorrow, the Friday and Saturday games between the Baltimore Orioles and the Detroit Tigers. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1982. Live from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. The Baltimore Orioles host the Detroit Tigers. Dan Petrie for the Tigers and Mike Flanagan for the Orioles on a beautiful 89-degree night here in Baltimore. Why, hi there, I'm Ron Chuckett, and glad to have you along for the ride. Hopefully I don't have too much enchilada crap on my face. I don't. That's not cat food, by the way, in the dish. So, when we started this season, we expected all 4 divisional races to be tight. Well, we have 1 that's tight and 2 that are kind of not. This one is as tight as a tick on a summer day, or that's what Dan Rather would have written anyway. The Baltimore Orioles and Detroit Tigers played a 4-game set here in Baltimore on an 89-degree Friday night. The skies are clear, the winds are blowing left to right, and these two teams are exactly 41-25. 68 games in the season. There's a lot of baseball left, but right now, the Tigers and Orioles are in a big old tussle, and you get 2 good pitchers for this one. Mike Flanagan, he is 9-1 on the year. Dan Petrie, who can go a complete game. The Tigers, of course, would be the champions in '84. The Orioles would be the champions in '83. And, of course, Milwaukee took Baltimore down to the last weekend in 1982. So, the field you're about to see is thanks to Clinton Parks. Hopefully I've got it right. And so let's get this party started, shall we? Make sure I get the right window open for you. Fanomatic, how you doing? Tribe fan, good to have you along. Randy Luxembourg, Memorial Stadium. Yep. Dale Blonfield, good to have you along. Brewers should challenge. Let's go through the standings real quick. And you can see where we are in the American League East. Milwaukee is 6.5 back and 3-7 of the last 10. They're not out of it by any stretch. We've played 2 games since yesterday afternoon's game. But as you can see, the Orioles, with their win last night, are 7-3 in the last 10 and 41-25 overall. The Tigers are 5-5 in their last 10. And, of course, with last night's loss, is now 41-25. Toronto may be the surprise team in the American League East. They certainly were favored in '83 and, of course, would win it in '85, 38-31. Milwaukee's going to need some help. They got to stop losing games they should win. Of course, the Yankees and Red Sox are pretty much out of it, and so is Cleveland. In the West, California now holds a 4.5-game lead over Chicago, 7.5 over Kansas City, who's won 4 straight. In the East, Montreal, 6.5 over Philadelphia, 9 over Pittsburgh. St. Louis, who actually won the World Series, is 10 back, and the Cubs have fallen apart. In the West, well, you saw the Dodgers and Braves yesterday afternoon. The Dodgers won on Thursday, so now they have a 2-game lead, or 8.5-game lead and winners of 2 straight. This looks to be the primo race in baseball, at least a week or so before the All-Star break. St. Clinton Parks for this ballpark, by the way. He sent me a picture from the 1971 World Series. And can you imagine? Yeah, it's pixelated because it's stretched, but this field looks terrible. Imagine playing the premier sporting event in the country in the early 1970s on a field that looked like this bad. Anywho, it does not have the replay board in right center, it just has the board in left center. Mike Flanagan is on the hill. He is 9-1 on the year with a 3.18 ERA. This is start number 14 for him. He is looking for his 3rd complete game. He threw 11 on the year. And as soon as, his buddy threw a complete game 5 nights ago. He 3-hit the Yankees. He shut them out on striking out 4 and walking 1. So in 96 1/3 innings, he's allowed 84 hits, 7 home runs, 34 runs overall, 37 runs total, 34 earned. He's walked 30, that's a lot of 30s, with 49 strikeouts, and lowered his ERA almost for a little over 2/3 of a run, or 3/10 of a run, between 3.5 to 3.18. He is 9-1 on the year. Hit the right button, run. The lineup that he will face. Blurry standings, blurry screen. Alright. What are we seeing at? No. You should be fine. It's going right at 1080p. And over, it just hit F5. Refresh yourself, Dale. You should be fine. Alright, so here's the lineup that Flanagan will face. Alan Trammell leads off at short. First time I've seen him leading off. Enos Cabell will bat second and play third. Kirk Gibson, the center fielder, will hit third. Lance Parrish cleans up behind the plate. Larry Herndon in left field will bat fifth. Yeah, it did. It did. Let me get to the lines first. Mike Ivey, 155. The DH will hit 6. Chet Lemon, who normally leads off, is in right, will bat 7. John Walkenfuss, the first baseman, goes 8th, and Tom Brookins, the second baseman, will go 9. Yep, this was not part of the PC ballpark package of ballparks, so it's a little blurry, and if it doesn't work very well, I'll go back to the one I had. But I was trying to not have the replay board, because the replay board wasn't there in 82 either. Dave Gardner, how are you? So here's the defense for Baltimore. Gary Renicky, a 4-3 in left. Al Bunbury, an 8-6 in center. Kenny Singleton, a 4-3 in right. Cal Ripken, a 5 at third. Len Cicada, a 3 at short. Rich Dower, a 3 at second. Eddie Murray, a 10 at first. That defense, except for Ripken and Murray, is not good. And Joe Nolan behind the plate. He's a 2 and a 5. So Alan Trammell's ready. Mike Flanagan's ready. Trammell at 204. 5 homers and 25 RBI. Cabell is an ex-Oriole. Cabell has played for a lot of different teams, also an ex-Astro. And this one starts with a line drive into left center field for a base hit. So Trammell leads off with a single, and that brings up Enos Cabell at 257. 1 homer and 19 RBI. So Cabell playing well, as I said in the opener. Game number 67 for both teams. Pitch to Cabell. Trammell goes, throws down to Dower, goes into center field, and Trammell's on third. So Nolan gets caught with the error as Trammell stole the base cleanly, and then the throw goes into center field. So runner on third, nobody out and no one count. And I excited my cat so much she left the room. Pitch to Cabell is a ground ball to Murray. They'll concede the run for the out, and there is 1 out. Trammell will score 1-0 Tigers as the regulars file into the park. Here's Kirk Gibson. Kirk at 258. He's almost done for the year. 8 homers and 32 RBI. The Tigers will lose him on July 8th. That'll be it. for Gibson for 82. Someone will tell me. I don't know why they... Or it's whatever the real lineup was. Hopefully you'll see Dempsey in tomorrow's game. I forgot how Gibson got hurt, but he missed the entire second half of the year. Here's the pitch to Kirk. Got him! 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. So 2 out for Lance Parrish at 294, 7 homers and 32 RBI. Just the start of things. 1-0 Tigers top the first. Pitch from Flanagan is a liner into left center. That's going to drop for a hit. Parrish will hold it first. And that's 2 hits allowed by Flanagan. Brings up Larry Herndon at 308. 13 homers and 47 RBI. Pitch from Flanagan. And there's a long drive to left. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Parrish will score. Herndon's going for 3. And that's a triple. And so the Tigers have a 2 spot on the board. And the crowd is not very pleased. Brings up Mike Ivy at 155, 4 homers and 16 RBI. This picture that you're seeing, as I said, my buddy Clinton Park sent it to me, from the 71 season, 71 World Series. So you've seen a couple probably Colts games on it. They painted the Pittsburgh Pirates logo there by the play-by-play box. If we don't like it, we can change it back for tomorrow. Not a problem. Pitch to Ivy is a base hit into left field. Herndon scores. Renicky picks it up on a hop. And it's 3-0 Detroit. So Flanagan is going to give back all that ERA he gained and shutting out the Yankees. Here's Wellman. Chet is at 323, 7 homers, and 37 RBI. No, the 84 team is the one that beat the Padres in the World Series deal. Pitch to Lemon, popped up right side. Murray's going to have it, and that retires the side. 3 runs on 4 hits in an error. Half an inning in the book. It is Detroit 3, Baltimore coming up. Yeah, 84. And there are a lot of players there that were already there, but like I said, they lose Gibson. I forgot how the Tigers finished in the East in 82, but 78 and 84 was last place. The East was pretty tight. Here's Dan Petrie. Dan at 5-6 on the year. A 3.52 ERA. 17th start of the year for Dan. He's about halfway through his starts. The last time out was 4 nights ago against the Red Sox. 7 2/3 innings in a win. 3 hits. A run it was earned. He walked 5 and struck out 3. So in 120 1/3 innings, he's allowed 105 hits. 10 home runs, 50 all told, 47 earned, walked 39, and struck out 65. And it's been handed a 3-run lead here in the third. Anybody but Baltimore, Rob says. Don't like the Birds, Rob? Al Bunbury will lead us off. Rich Dower will bat second. Kenny Singleton will hit third. He's actually in right field tonight, not the DH. Eddie Murray is the first baseman. He'll clean up. Terry Crowley is your designated hitter. He'll go fifth. Cal Ripken bats sixth. Gary Renicky will bat seventh. And left, Joe Nolan, who's already made one boo-boo behind the plate, will bat eighth. Lenny Cicada, the shortstop, will go ninth. And Mike Flanagan, who got wrecked in his 25 pitches, is on the mound. Defensively for the Tigers, Larry Herndon an 8 and a 5 in left. Kirk Gibson a 6 and 6 in center. Chet Lemon a 5 and 9 in right. Herndon with the best range, Lemon with the best arm. Cabell 2 at third, that's not good. Trammell a 9 at short. No Lou Whittaker tonight. Tom Brookins is a 3 at second, and John Walkenfuss is a 2 at first. This defense outside of Trammell in the infield is terrible. And Parrish is a 5 and an 8. Bunbury's not going to bunt 298. 3 homers and 25 RBI. Petrie delivers. Fly ball to right. Lemon is there. 1 out. Tigers finish third. Singleton's in right field. He's batting third. Yep, they were a team on the rise. Sparky always got the most out of them. And I think I'll be curious to see what happens after Gibson goes in a couple weeks. Rich Dower, 256, 3 homers and 25 RBI. 3-0 Tigers, bottom of the first here from Baltimore. 89 degrees and the wind blowing hard from left to right. Petrie delivers, ground ball to Brookins over to Walkenfuss for the second out. Brings up Kenny Singleton at 266, 5 homers and 31 RBI. So Kenny getting a rare start in the field tonight. Pitch from Petrie is a ground ball foul. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Petrie walked 100 on the real year and struck out 132 in 246 innings. Here's the pitch. Fly ball popped up. Brookins behind the bag at second makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After one, it's Detroit 3, Baltimore nothing. So it'll be John Walkenfuss, Tom Brookins, and Alan Trammell here for the Tigers in the second. Walkenfuss at 298, 4 homers and 16 RBI. Flanagan delivers, ball 4. So Walkenfuss took a 3-2 pitch high and outside. Go now in a stretch between here and from 1981. The Yankees obviously repeated as divisional champions. Yes, they've played the Brewers in the strike developing league divisional series. But you go in a stretch between 1981 and 1986, and there are 6 different divisional winners in the American League East. Only the Indians didn't win. The Tigers were the first one to break that run in '87. So that's a pretty solid division. Brookins at 224, 3 homers and 10 RBIs. Pitch from Flanagan. There's a line drive to Sakata, throws to first, and Walkenfuss is doubled off. They got him. Sakata with a great snag, and Walkenfuss thought that was going to be a base hit, so he was quartered away to second, and Sakata threw a BB over to Murray, and that's a double play, 6-3. So through 9 batters, Flanagan at 36 pitches, an inning and 2/3. 4 hits, all 3 runs are earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. And will face Alan Trammell, who singled and scored and stole his second base of the year, his first time up. And he delivered, Mark. Sparky Anderson guaranteed. How you doing, Robbie? A World Series championship in 5 years when he was hired in '79. And he delivered in 1984. Pitch to Trammell as a fly ball to center. Bumbree's got it, and that retires the side. This time around, no runs, no hits, no errors. An inning and a half in the books. Detroit 3, Baltimore 1. I'll bring up Eddie Murray. The cat has come back. Eddie at 375, 14 homers and 46 RBI. Petrie's pitch. There's a little looper in the left field. That's going to get down, and the Orioles have their first hit of the ballgame. Here's Terry Crowley at 273, 5 RBI on the year. So a happy opening day eve to you. Hope if you did your fantasy teams that they're what you want, and that you do enough in your first week to want to play the second. And if you're doing daily, I'm sure Major League Baseball will take your money. Pitch to Crowley is a base hit up the middle, and Murray will hold at second. So the Orioles have 2 on and nobody out for Cal Ripken. Cal at 296, 13 homers and 46 RBI. 3-0 Tigers, and you can see by the records here, that's the story. They are knotted up in the American League East. Pitch to Ripken. There's a chopper to Trammell. Brookins for 1 over to Walkenfuss. That probably is 2. It should be 2, and it is 2. So 2 out, Murray goes to third as the cat has found a toy. Emily not interested in the proceedings. Gary Redicky is, however, he's at 279, 6 homers and 21 RBI. Doing fine, thanks. Al, Red Sox fan, how you doing, buddy? 3-0 Tigers. They got 3 in the first. So here's Redicky. Murray on third. Petrie delivers, and Gary hits a base hit in the left center field. Murray scores, and the Orioles are on the board. 3-1 Detroit here in the second inning. And here's Joe Nolan. He has to atone for his bad throw into center field. 3-15. That's a good way to do it. 2 homers and 12 RBI. Al is okay. Glad to know that. Cat is going nuts. Pitch to Nolan. Right to Trammell, who makes a leaping catch to retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. 2 in the books from Memorial Stadium. It's Detroit 3, Baltimore 1. It'll be Cabell, Gibson, and Parrish. I don't know what she found. She was nuts. Enos drove in a run. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to first, so he reached on a fielder's choice. Flanagan, better second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Dower. Over to Murray, 1 out. Do you want to be on camera, Em? Don't hit any buttons. Nope. She's going around the back of the computer. I'm sure the camera will be in my lap before too much longer. There's Kirk Gibson. Kirk struck out his first time up. This is nuts. That's right. Joe Nolan was Johnny Bench's backup in the early 70s and mid 70s. Decent catcher, but not good enough to play every day. And as someone pointed out, Rick Dempsey's the everyday catcher for Baltimore. Flanagan delivers, and Gibson strikes out again. A 0-2 pitch in there at the below the belt. So 2 out, and nobody on for Lance Parrish, who singled and scored in that first inning. 3-1 Tigers, 2 outs off the third. Flanagan delivers, and Parrish strikes out. He looked at a 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He stood there like a barn on the side of the road. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2.5 in the books. And it's the Tigers 3, the Orioles 1. Yep, Emily is in the booth now. She's flying around. Not sure what has set her off. Oh well. Here's Lenny Cicada. It'll be Cicada, Bunbury, and Dower for the Orioles here in the third. Len at 240, 4 homers and 32 RBI. If Nolan traded for Ross Grimsley, I bet he was. You know what, Al? I bet she did it. We find some catnip. She's got a couple bags laying around. You know, those toys that you kind of dig up. And I wonder if she found them. She's acting like she is. I can't even see on the camera. I know what you're looking at. But Al, being the smart man he is, figured it out. Pitch to Cicada is a liner in the left field. Herndon, did he get it? No, it dropped in for a base hit. And so it's a leadoff single for the Orioles. And so Dan Petrie threw 9 batters, 2 innings, 4 hits, a run it was earned. And 40 pitches. No, Emily's just fine. If Emily wanted food, Robbie, she would not be leaving me alone. There's a whole bunch of dry in her dish. And she gets a can when the wifey gets home at 11:30. Trust me, she'll try to tell me at 10:30 that she's starving to death and hasn't eaten in 17 years, which is amazing since she's only 7. Pitch to Bunbury. Got him! He took an 0-2 breaking ball on the inside corner, and that's the first strikeout for Dan. That'll bring up Dower, who's 0 for 1. So Petrie's ready. So is Dower. He delivers. Fly ball to right center. Back goes Gibson, and there's 2 out. Oh, Cicada's not going to go to second. My goodness gracious. Holy crap, I did it wrong. And he made it. I meant to hit no, and I hit yes. So Earl Weaver is going to come back from the grave to get me there. I meant to click no. He only had a 28% chance. So Gibson just kind of lollygagged to throw in, and Sakata took second. Who was it that said I never made a mistake in these games? It certainly wasn't me. I got away with one there. Holy crapola. Here's Kenny Singleton. He's 0 for 1. Thanks, Rob. That was fun. That was fun last night. Anthony's such a good friend, and so is Rob of the community. But that was fun. I can't wait to get that game. Glory Days Boxing is the name of it, and it'll be released sometime in the month of May. Did I tell you Singleton's 0 for 1? I did now. And there's a line drive into right field that gets past Walkenfuss. The run will score. Singleton's into second with a double, and it's 3-2. The Orioles are fighting back. Earl was on catnip. Yeah, great price. Sakata once caught in the 9th inning of a game, but somehow never caught a pitch. Tippy Martinez picked off 2 or 3 base runners. And Al says Nolan was traded for Brooks Carey and Dallas Williams, and that's a cut and paste. Earl is on catnip? No, Emily's on catnip. Dan Petrie's son is a defenseman in the Canadiens. Is he really? Dan's done some work on Nesson in some of the times that Jerry Remy was out ill, and has actually played good. Wow. I did not know that. That would make sense. You've grown up in the Detroit area, which really is hockey town. And we all know. Too bad that Dave Gardner's busy with his games, because no, it's Wednesday. And we all know that the Montreal Canadiens are the best team in hockey forever. So, wise choice. Murray's 1 for 1. He singled and scored. And they won't pitch to Murray. They're going to walk him here in the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up Terry Crowley, who singled his first time up. So, first base open. They throw 4 wide ones, and here's Terry Crowley. 3-2. Detroit over Baltimore. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Baltimore charging. Here's the pitch. Got him! They did the right thing. A 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And that retires the side. 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. After 3, the Tigers 3, the Orioles 2. Petrie's kid got drafted by the Orioles and played for them for a bit. Nothing wrong with being an Orioles fan. Connor McDavid, if they'd ever put anybody around him. My goodness. That's cool, though. Anyway, it's Larry Herndon, Mike Ivey, and Chet Lemon for the Tigers here in the 4th. Robbie's ready for opening day. So am I. Mets and Nats at 1 o'clock on the package, and then the Red Sox and Mariners on mute because it's only on ESPN tomorrow night at 7. So Larry Herndon tripled, drove in a run, and scored in the 1st inning for Detroit. Here's the pitch to Herndon. Fly ball to shallow right. Singleton's there. 1 out. I don't know if Mike Ivey had compromising pictures of Sparky Anderson or Little Caesar's Pizza or Ernie Harwell. But I don't know why he's a DH. Someone in this bright group will tell me, oh, it's 252 against lefties, but he's 1 for 1. He does have an RBI single. Flanagan delivers, fly ball deep to left. Back goes Renicky. He makes the catch for the 2nd out. Brings up Lemon, who's 0 for 1. Yeah, Mets and Nats tomorrow is a great matchup. Scherzer and DeGrom. Hurricanes beat the Oilers for the Cup. Yep. Braves and Phillies tomorrow at 3:10. Rob, are you a Brave or a Philly fan? DeGrom versus Scherzer, yeah. That whole National League East is going to be so much fun to watch. Really looking forward to it. Lemon swings and misses on a full count, and there go the Tigers in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 in the books. The Tigers 3, the Orioles 2. No, there better not be any compromising picks Vernon Harlow. It's a joke. Oh, Rob's a big Phillies fan. No pizza owner till 84. Okay. The Rays and Astros tomorrow afternoon as well. That's a big one. They actually are one of the teams that play Friday. One of the rare, because of the day after the night game. And for a lot of the early openers tomorrow, they'll take that rare Friday off. Cal Ripken grounded into a double play his first time up. Petrie delivers, and there's a fly ball to center. Gibson has got it. 1 out. Snell and Verlander going for the Rays and the Astros tomorrow. I forget, is that game in Tampa or at Minute Maid? There's Gary Renicky. He singled and drove in a run in the second. Petrie delivers. Ball 4, and so Renicky, the tying run, is on, and that's the second one by Petrie. The first one that was not intentional. Joe Nolan is 0 for 1. Bryce Harper, what does he go? He'll be playing the Braves at Philadelphia. Tribe played Minnesota tomorrow at 4:10. Tribe fan hopefully will get the last 3 or 4 innings. Rob, you will not regret it. You absolutely will not regret having MLB extra innings. And Randy's got tickets for the Trop. You will really enjoy it. And if you got T-Mobile, you got MLB TV for free as being part of it. Nolan's 0 for 1. Fly ball to right. Lemon squeezes that one, and that's for an out. It's in Tampa, yeah. I knew Randy was from Tampa. Len Cicada. 1 for 1. He singled and scored. The run in the third. 3-2 Tigers. Bottom of the fourth, 2 out. Runner on first. Cicada strikes out. 2-2 swung on and missed, and Petrie gets the K. No runs, no hits, no errors after 4. Detroit 3, Baltimore 2, and Al showing why he's such a good friend of mine. Harper will go 1 for 4 with 2 Ks and a double play. I like that line. It'll be John Walkenfuss, Tom Brookins, and Alan Trammell for the Tigers here in the 5th. John walked his first time up. Yet Jim Palmer would throw those openers at Memorial Stadium. Thankfully, he was wearing pants and not his jockey shorts. Flanagan's pitch, and Walkenfuss slams one down to Cicada over to Murray, and that's 1 out. Thanks, Al. Here's Tom Brookins. He's 0 for 1, so this one has been what we thought going back to 1982. 3-2 Tigers here, top the 5th. Pitch to Brookins. Struck him out on a 1-2 fastball, and that's 5 for Flanagan. 2 out for Alan Trammell. 1 for 2. Allen has a stolen base, a single, and scored a run. Yeah, Harper probably will dominate. Rob says Bryce will go 1 for 5 with double 2 Ks and an RBI. Pitch to Trammell was a ground ball to Dower over to Murray, and that retires the side. Halfway home on this Friday night game. Detroit 3, Baltimore 2. And friends, my buddy Andrew Martin came up with another book. And so if you are a Red Sox fan, it's available today or yesterday on Amazon. The top 5 of the Boston Red Sox. I'll read the blurb here. The Boston Red Sox are one of the most popular and successful teams in the history of Major League Baseball. We're not biased or anything. There has always been significant debate over who exactly are their best players of all time. This book will end, oh Andrew, I love you, all the arguing, as it definitively ranks and reviews the top 5 players in every position in Red Sox history. Additionally, a wealth of Red Sox top 5 statistical leaders is included to help put the rich history of the team and its players into additional context. This book is a must-read for any Red Sox fan, anyone interested in the team. Oop, should have rewritten that one, my friend. Baseball and its history. It's available on Amazon. It's in stock. It's $7. I don't know if it's on I don't know if it's on the Kindle or not, but my buddy Andrew Martin wrote that up. It's an original work of his, and so if you feel so inclined, pick it up. Andrew Martin's latest work, right here. Jose Canseco on the list. Getting that on my Kindle. Walking Fuss was so slow they measured his speed with a sundial. Is Jose Canseco on the list? How you doing, Kenny Castro? Sure. Top 5 rejects in Red Sox history. Here's Al Bunbury as we lead off the bottom of the 5th. Petrie threw 18 batters, 85 pitches, 4 innings, 5 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. I'll ask if it's on the Kindle. It should be. His other stuff is. But Andrew was appreciative of the kind words that you guys gave when he was on the show, and I think you guys will enjoy it. He's pretty excited about it. Pitch to Bunbury, who's 0 for 2. There's a base hit right side into shallow right, and Bunbury's on with a single. So nobody out, and 1 on for Rich Dower, who is 0 for 2. W. Boggs, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you along. Bottom of the 5th, Tigers and Orioles on a Friday night special. 3-2 Detroit in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Dower, ground ball to Walkenfuss. Trammell for 1, there will be no throw, so Dower changes places with Bunbury, and there's now 1 out. Walkenfuss so slow you can measure his speed with the sundial. I like that. Here's Kenny Singleton. He doubled and drove home one of the 2 Baltimore runs. Petrie already working on 100 pitches. This will be a bullpen game for the Tigers. Pitch. There's a base hit left side. Herndon gets it on a hop. No, it will not challenge Dower to go to 3rd. So the go-ahead run is on first, and here's Eddie Murray, who singled and walked and scored. The Bumblebee. Big Poppy will be there. I know that. So Murray's 1 for 1. Petrie delivers. Struck him out. He took a 1-2 pitch on the black on an off-speed pitch, and Murray just kind of shakes his head. That's 4 for Dan. And now bring up Terry Crowley with 2 out. Terry struck out. Remember, they intentionally walked Murray his last time up to face Crowley, and Crowley responded by promptly striking out, as the cat now wants my undivided attention. Terry is 1 for 2. Come on, Emmy, settle down. Pitch to Crowley. Got him again. How about that? A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 5, the Orioles strand 2. It is Detroit 3, Baltimore 2. So it'll be Cabell. You should see the pretzel I've turned myself into so the cat can't kill me. It'll be Cabell, Gibson, and Parrish here in the Tiger 6th. Enos is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Now this summer shows some hot games from Texas. I would if the Rangers weren't just absolutely horrific. Have they won 20 games? They are 19-44. 21.5 behind the Angels. And the run differential is minus 102. So I told you what Cabell has done. Flanagan at 79 pitches through 5. Here we go. Fly ball to right. Singleton comes in. Or the out, whatever. Sammy doesn't want to be petted. Here's Kirk Gibson. He has struck out twice. Flanagan is with 5 overall. 1 out, top of the 6th. Flanagan delivers. Ground ball to Dower over to Murray. 1 out, or 2 out. First 3, last 3. Tigers got 3 in the first, and then Baltimore has chipped away. They've stranded 6 so far. These 2 teams in the second number 4 game set. Baltimore came back to win 2-1 last night in the open. First 3, last 3. Late to the party, yep. It's okay. The party's always here for you. I tell you, Parrish was 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and struck out. Flanagan delivers, and there's a little looper that's going to get into right field. So a 2-out single for Parrish will bring up Larry Herndon, who tripled and scored in the first. Flanagan can throw 130, so Earl, who's still mad at me for sending Len Sakata to second on a fly out to center, can go a while before Flanagan needs to come out. Pitch to Herndon. There's a chopper down to Murray to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5.5. Tigers 3, Baltimore 2. Tampa P. Blake? Yeah, I think your tribe's got it right. I think it's Blake Snell. Earned himself a long extension after winning a Cy Young. Here's Cal Ripken. Cal is 0 for 2. Tomorrow's game, I'm not sure what, it's not going to be a noon game. In fact, I think it's going to be kind of a brunch game. I think we're shooting for 10 a.m. Not only is it opening day, but my wife has an appointment. And usually when football season rolled around, those are the games that we did at night. And so, and the weather is supposed to be halfway decent tomorrow too. So I have a feeling that there's a cheeseburger in my future. So we're shooting for, I think, a 10 a.m. game tomorrow between the Tigers and the Orioles. And if you can't make it, it's always going to be here on demand for you. But DJ John comes in and has his breakfast and watches us at noontime. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, Tigers and Orioles, right here on Retro Sports Network. Ripken's 0 for 2, ground ball to short. Trammell has to hurry over to Walkenfuss for the out. Yep, 2 of the best managers of all time, Sparky and Earl. Don't think Earl had his mid-80s ABC perm at this point. Here's Gary Renicky. Gary walked, singled, and drove in a run, I believe, in the third. DVR will be working tomorrow, overtime tomorrow. She must have found some... Oh, she found a toy. She found a piece of sailor's yarn. That's what she's all excited about. Pitch to Renicky. Ball 4. I don't know if you can see this or not. We'll go to the camera right here. But she found something there, and she's all excited about it. No, I don't. Can you see her? Yeah, you can. So that's what she's after. That's why she's all excited. Now she's stopped because, well, she doesn't know she's being watched. So the cat caught some yarn. Here's Joe Nolan. 0 for 2 on the day. All the recaps. Yep, one of the John Walkenfuss, one of the best names of all of baseball. Runner on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Nolan. Popped up, Parrish behind the plate, takes off the mask, goes to the screen, 2 out, and Renicky will hold. Grant Balfour, yeah, that's a great name. Because it's pronounced Balfour, but it looks like ball 4. Len Sakata, 1 for 2, singled, struck out, and scored. Bob Bailey, Danny Cater, Eric Gagne, Carl Crawford, and Gonzo McMurphy. Oh, okay, Al. Yeah, Robbie, she got one national broadcast. She's been on the camera before. Al's drinking the funny water again. Those top 5 bad contracts. Egon, not one of my favorite players. 2 out, runner on first. Pitch from Petrie. Sakata chops that one to Cabell, throws to Brookins at second, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6, the Orioles have shredded 7, Tigers 3, Baltimore 2. So Mike Ivey, 1 for 2. Single and RBI. Flanagan at 94 pitches, not showing the fatigue sign. To 27, nope, I'm sorry. Petrie's almost done. Pitch to Ivey. Fly ball, shallow center, Bunbury comes in for the out. Still 83 degrees, still a 190 here in Baltimore. The wind has shifted to center field. And Old Glory's blowing out at 9 miles an hour. Here's Chet Lemon. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Top 5 ice cream when I hear those names list. Oh, Joe Foy. There you go. Best name in the, in the minors was a guy named Motorboat Jones. Here's the pitch to Lemon. Popped up right or left side. Sakata goes back on the grass for the out, 2 out. So Flanagan, after a 3-run first inning, has really calmed down. Here's John Walkenfuss. 0 for 1 with a walk. Yeah, I'm not touching the ID strat debate. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Pitch from Flanagan. Walkenfuss hits this one to right. Singleton goes back and makes the catch. Kevin Saucier is coming in to pitch for Dan Petrie. His night is done. We go. It's stretch time here in Baltimore. Detroit 3, the Orioles 2. So let's tell you about Kevin Saucier. He is 6-2 with 3 saves and a 2.33 ERA. This is his 18th appearance, 17th out of the pen. Helps if I hit the right button. He's going to be here only for 1 more month. He pitched last night. Could not retire a batter and allowed a hit. So he's in 27 innings, 26 hits, no home runs, 10 runs overall, 7 earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 21. And I forget who was the one of you guys that was said that Kevin just realized he couldn't throw strikes. It came from you guys, and he retired. William Van Landingham won the longer last names. Jared Saltalamacchia is the longest. Soche. Okay, thanks, Randy. So Kevin Soche. Jared Saltalamacchia was the longest last name in baseball history. Used to go on a jersey. Bumbry's 1 for 3. Soche's ready. Here's the pitch. Bumbry hits this one to Trammell on the grass. Long throw to Walkenfuss. Better hurry. And Bumbry beats it out. And so Rich Dower is 0 for 3. Detroit's playing for the bunt. Tying run on. Nobody out in the 7th. I'm not going to bunt here. But I will hit and run. And it is hit into center field. It drops in front of Gibson, so it worked. Bumbry goes into third. Dower is now 1 for 4. He's on first, and so the Orioles are in business with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. And Kenny Singleton, 2 for 3, does not hit lefties well. And so, who have I got that can Disco Dan Ford? Who can hit lefties well? So Singleton's day is done, and Soche will stay in the game. 4 to 257, 4 homers and 32 RBI. You might not make that move against a bottom feeder, but the Orioles want this game. Murray on deck. The Tigers are infield is all in. Pitch to Ford. Chopper up the middle. Bumbry will hold. The throw to first to Walkenfuss is in time. So Dower on second, Bumbry on third. They're still playing in. I wonder if they'll walk Murray. They walked him in the 3rd inning. He has also singled and struck out. One of the oddest names in the Braves minor leaguers, Baseball Demo says, was Bean Stringfellow. It sounds like a PBS show from 1973. Now your feelings, Bean Stringfellow. Dasher Troy. Mark Forsberg reminds us of the Fayetteville Woodpeckers debut on April 1st in the Carolina League. Mark, who's their parent club? Yeah, Singleton was really pinch hit for. Well, Earl and I don't agree on a lot of things. But the Orioles want to win this game. They're going to walk Murray here, I would think. They do. Second time that Eddie has drawn the 4 balls. Brings up Terry Crowley, who has struck out his last 2 times up. We'll see if it backfires or not. Singleton is not great defensively either. Pitch to Crowley, makes contact this line. Throw goes back home to Parrish. They get Bunbury for one over to Walkenfuss, and that is not in time. So they get the out at home. The throw to first is not in time, and that'll bring in Cal Ripken. Now I wonder if Soche will walk Ripken to face Renicky. The ballpark picks, they're not, for the current teams, they're pretty accurate. Yeah. Earl and I have butted heads already, not intentionally in this game. The Astros, okay, so the Fayetteville is the Astros. Montreal had one named Boots Day. So where's Shoes Knight? Which one of you guys came up with it the last time we had the Angels? Did you got talking about the former Reds catcher, Steve Christmas? And if Bobby had ever played against the Reds, he could be the Grinch that stole on Christmas. That's a classic. Pitch to Ripken, he's going to hit. There's a ground ball at Trammell over to Walkenfuss, and the Orioles leave them loaded. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. They've left 10 on base, and Earl is just giving me the stink eye over here. Detroit 3, Baltimore 2. Dave G. That's right. That's true. Okay, so it was you. Baseball demo. Marion Sugg Knight, Susan Knight was a replacement player for the Rams. Yeah, that was a good one. But Dan Ford will stay in the game. He is an 8-7 in right. Flanagan will take the ball here in the 8th on 104 pitches. Tom Brookins is 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Pitch from Flanagan is a sharp grounder to Ripken that will just eat Cal up. And Brookins has got 2 bases. Cal booted it and lost it on the grass. And by the time he picked it up, Brookins was on second. So Flanagan is through 27 batters, 105 pitches, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 5. And so Ripken just kind of sheepishly drags his cleats on the dirt as the Tigers start the 8th with a 2-base error. Trammell 1 for 3. Here's the pitch, and there's a base hit into, line drive in the left. Renicky is there to make the catch. This is the park that Clinton Parks gave me to doll up, and not quite used to it yet. Enos Cabell is 0 for 3. He has an RBI. Rod Smart. Yeah. I like the walk-off grand slam. It's a foregone conclusion. Well, Earl played for 3-run homers, that's for sure. Pitch to Cabell. There's a fly ball to right. Ford comes in for the out. Brookins retreats back to second. He'll hold there. 2 out. For Kirk Gibson, Kirk has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Renicky, Nolan, and Sakata for Baltimore in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch from Flanagan. Gibby rips this one into right field. That's going to drop in front of Ford. Brookins will score, and the Tigers get a big insurance run. It's now 4-2. Yeah, Rod Smart was He Hate Me. So here's Lance Parrish. He is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored, and the air kind of leaking out of this balloon a bit in Baltimore. Yep. Mark Forsberg, you are absolutely right. The best hockey team game ever was the Macon Whoopie from Macon, Georgia. So don't forget, folks, that's what you get, folks, for Macon Whoopie. Nolan goes out to talk to Flanagan as I burn everyone's eardrums. And Parrish hits this one into left field. Back goes Renicky. He'll turn and watch it go. So Lance Parrish hits the big home run, and the Tigers go up 6-2. And all those runners left on for Baltimore come back to bite them. There it is again. Nolan went out to talk to Flanagan, and Parrish just kind of corked that one. And Renicky ran out of real estate. And bullpen is what I'm hearing. You're not welcome, Robbie. So 2 out, nobody on for Herndon. And now who can I use? Well, I got Storm Davis and Tippy Martinez, and I think I'm going with Storm Davis. So Earl comes out at the suggestion of the crowd and gets Storm Davis. We got ourselves a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. Davis hasn't started yet. He'll start 8 games down the stretch. 13th relief appearance. He has a record of 1-1. An ERA of 3.43. He has not pitched against the Tigers. He went 4 nights ago against Cleveland and was hammered. 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out none. So on the year, 21 innings, 17 hits, 2 homers, all 8 runs are earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 14. He's a fastball pitcher that can hurl at about 91. It's his job to get the last 4 outs here. Pitch to Herndon, ground ball up the middle, and Davis just knocks it down. By the time he got it, Herndon had reached, and the hometown scorer is calling it an E1, and that's the 3rd error for the Orioles tonight. And then I'll bring up Mike Ivey, who's 1 for 3, singled and has an RBI. Storm must pitch to at least 3 batters at the, well, you know, but this is 1982. You could still smoke in the dugout in 1982. I'm not reading that name, Tribe fan, but the Rusty Kuntz fan club gives you a standing ovation. Ivey's 1 for 3, and Davis got him to look at a 2-2 pitch. Aurelio Lopez comes in for Soche as we start the bottom of the 8th. Lopez, and Rick Leach is going to play first base. I don't mind the clock. I don't think they're doing it this year, but that's a whole other video unto itself. Let's tell you about Aurelio Lopez, shall we? He's no record and an ERA of 8.64, which is what you pay for the train to get back and forth to Camden Yards. So in his 7th, this will be relief appearance number 7. He pitched on the 22nd against the Red Sox, went an inning, allowed a hit and a walk. He has allowed 2 home runs, 8 runs overall, all earned, walked 7, and struck out 5. The bad ERA primarily comes from 1 bad outing against Oakland, where he gave up 6 runs. That'll do it. So it's Renicky, we'll see about Nolan and Sakata. Here in the 8th, 6-2 Tigers, the home run by Parrish was huge. The pitch to Gary, got him. Full count, swung on and missed, strike 3. So 1 out for Nolan, who was 0 for 3. And Earl will bring in Rick Dempsey. A 217, a homer, and 14 RBI. He has walked 34 times. And Earl would take a walk, and this sellout crowd here in Baltimore will take a walk. Pitch from Lopez. It's ball 4. Sometimes you can jinx them the way you want. So Dempsey's on first. 1 out for Sakata. Infield play him back. Sakata can bunt. Pinch hit for Sakata. Righty in there, right? Yep. So in comes John Lowenstein to pinch hit. John at 227, 7 homers and 18 RBI. Earl Weaver holding a seance in the chat telling me what to do. Pitch to Lowenstein. It's a ground ball to Cabell. Over to first, and Leach got him. Oh, he's safe. He is safe. How about that? So Lowenstein beat it out, and Earl was like, yeah, this is why I told you to do it, dummy. And that is Rick Leach, and yes, he was the quarterback at Michigan. Played baseball. So a local hero makes good. We're not going to pinch hit for Al Bunbury. Runners on first and second. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Bunbury is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and struck out. Yes, pat yourself on the back and go give yourself a cookie. You deserve it. Lopez delivers to Bunbury, and there's a base hit that goes going to go all the way to the wall in left center. Dempsey scores. Lowenstein holds it third. Bunbury's in with a double, and it's 6-3. So Rich Dower, who was 1 for 4, he's got a single. He is now the tying run at the plate. And Lopez has retired 1, allowed a walk, and 2 hits. Parrish goes out to calm Lopez down. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to center. Back goes Gibson to the track. He makes the catch. Lowenstein will tag. He's going to run. The throw goes in the infield, and it's 6-4. So the 2 of the 3 runs Detroit got in the top of the inning have been erased. And it's Disco Dan Ford, who's 0 for 1. Murray on deck. Bunbury on second. Ford the tying run. Long inning for Lopez. And there's going to be a line drive to center that Gibson can haul in. But the Orioles scored 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. We've played 8. We go to the 9th. Detroit 6, Baltimore 4. Lloyd Rayford was an emergency catcher. So Dempsey goes in behind the plate. He's a 4 with a 6 arm. Bonner goes into play short. He would hit 4th for the Orioles in the 7th. Davis is still in the game. Lemon, Leach, and Brookins for the Tigers. Chet is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 11 left on base. Parrish didn't know Spanish. Okay. So Storm pitches to Lemon. And there's a base hit right side, right past Dower. And the Tigers have their 8th hit of the game. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They've left 3 on. The Orioles have had chance after chance after chance. 4 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. And they've left 11 on. Yep. Vodder's rookie card is extremely valuable. He's got something nice to tell his grandkids. Rick Leach is hitting .214 with 7 strikeouts. On the real year, .239, 3 homers, and 12 RBI. And he lines out right one to Dower, and Lemon scampers back to first for the first out. The fact that Cal Ripken's on that card has nothing to do with it. That's his story, and he's sticking to it. Brookins is 0 for 3. Tom has struck out and scored. 1 out, top the 9th, 6-4 Tigers. Pitch to Brookins is a high fly ball to right, forward in the corner to make a fantastic catch. And so you might not have pinch hit for Singleton, but Ford probably makes a play that Singleton can't make. And so it all comes out in the wash in the end. Here's Alan Trammell. Alan is 1 for 4 with a run scored and a stolen base. 2 out. Runner on first is Lemon. Davis needs 1 more out. It'll be Murray, Crowley, and Ripken due up for the Orioles in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch from Davis. There's a chopper to first. Murray to the bag himself. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. He probably can't even afford his own card. That's mean. You're not a mean person. funny. Here's Eddie Murray. Murray is 1 for 2. He's been walked intentionally twice, scored, and struck out. Crowley, Ripken, and the aforementioned Bonner, if anybody should reach. 6-4 Tigers, bottom of the 9th. Lopez still out there. Fly ball is right center. Gibson tracks it down, 1 out. And so Lopez just kind of hanging on now. Terry Crowley 1 for 4. He struck out twice and singled. Pitch to Crowley. Fly ball left center. Back goes Herndon to the wall, and he makes the catch on the track. So 2 out for Cal Ripken. Cal is 0 for 4. And nowhere I'm not pinch hitting for Cal Ripken. So the Tigers are an out away of going back into first place by themselves. For those of you concerned about the health of the cat, the string is on the bed, the cat is not. I think she fell asleep. Pitch to Ripken. Got him! 0-2, breaking ball at the knees, and that's the ball game. So the Tigers... Yeah, Ripken's a flash in the pan. The Tigers have now split this 4-game series at 1 game apiece. So let's show you the box score. If you missed it, it was Lance Parrish's 2-run homer in the 8th that really put the game out of reach. Baltimore tried with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. They couldn't put anyone on in the 9th. And that was all she wrote. Dan Petrie gets the win. He goes to 6-6. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 3 and struck out 5. Soche gets the hold, and Lopez doesn't get the save. Mike Flanagan loses his 2nd of the year. Only 3 of those 6 runs were earned. He was charged with all of them. 3 errors by the Orioles. It's not a good defensive effort. Storm Davis came in to get the last 4 outs. Batting heroes of the day, Lance Parrish, 3 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBI. We're going to pretend it did not take that long to play it. Get out of here. Orioles left 11 runners on. That's costly. Lance Parrish is your game MVP. All right. Let's quickly play the rest of the Friday in Major League Baseball, shall we? The Cardinals shut out the Cubs 2-0. Pittsburgh and Montreal doubleheader. Montreal won the opener 11-4. Mets and Phillies in a doubleheader. Mets won the opener 6-3. Gary Carter, by the way, his 13th homer for Montreal. However, the Expos and Pirates split their doubleheader. Rick Rhoden got his 10th win, and Pittsburgh won the nightcap 12-2. Rhoden, by the way, is 5 homers. Phillies took the nightcap from the Mets 5-4. Sparky Lyle got the win. Other games: Milwaukee 8, Boston 2. Randy Lurch goes 6-3. Yankees beat the Indians 4-2. Tommy John goes to 4-10 on the year. Not good for Atlanta. Cincinnati shut him out 5-0. Bruce Perenni goes to 6-5. Texas gets their 20th win of the year. They beat the A's 5-1. The Dodgers beat the Astros 7-4. San Diego loses to San Francisco 5-1. The Giants are 31-41. Kansas City beat California 8-2. But the White Sox could gain no ground as Seattle beat them 4-3. Jim Beatty with the 7th win of the year. So there you go. That will take care of it. Stream ran a little long. If you are a wrestling fan, Sports Time Machine's got his Thursday or prime time card coming up tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern. Rob doing his race thing. Ran a 2nd race today and also is doing some stuff for the 2018 Red Sox season using NPNG Plus. And if you missed it, Al and I last night chatted with Anthony from Bleachers Bum Gaming about Glory Days Boxing. And so thanks. Hit that like and subscribe. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for a special breakfast and a brunch edition of our baseball replay so we can all get ready for opening day. Take care, everybody, and thank you so much.